we're gonna be here in the half guard. Okay. Switch my hips already. Okay. Now from here, my leg is trapped. Okay. And I'm gonna try to go for the armbar here. If I free my leg here and I go for the armbar, what happens here is he can move his legs around a lot. He can recover his legs. All right, I have to deal with the leg here. But if I keep my half guard, let him trap my leg here, I can go for the armbar and kind of know what he's doing the whole time. Okay, I have more control here. So I'm gonna get the underhook. Okay, and now from here, look, I'm gonna start to get to my knees and start to lay flat and start bringing my head over top of the head like this. Okay. Now from here. Okay, now from here, I keep really low and I kind of sprawl on his face. I want his face to be looking towards my legs here. Okay, so that I use my hip and I lay on his face and not let him look to his left. Okay, now from here, I keep my head really low and I have to kind of crawl over his head while I'm still in the half guard. I crawl, look, and I start sliding my knee over the head. Okay, now once I hit my legs over the head here, I'm going to start to use his arm to lift him up, and I get my knee here. Okay, just like an armbar here, but my backside leg is trapped. Okay, now from here I can lean. I have a couple options, right? I have the Kimura grip, try to finish here, more like elbows to my chest, and start pushing his arm out. If I can't get it, I switch back to the armbar, and look, I'm going to start to lean towards his head and start picking my leg up. Okay, to do this here, sometimes I have to post my knuckles on the ground and I pop up to my knees, and then look, I use my knuckles to fold my hips and pass over the top. Okay, now from here I have the armbar, but my leg is trapped. It's okay, I can still finish from here. When he tries to escape, my leg will be free, and I just readjust my legs, and I finish for regular armbar. Here, I always try to be closer to the leg here when I finish armbar. It's going to be a little easier for me, just because I'm more towards his head. He can kind of escape a little bit easier out of the armbar. But yeah, I can still finish here, so I grab the pants grip, the belt grip to readjust myself, and now I can finish the armbar. Okay. So the idea here is just to get a half guard where I'm chest to chest, okay, and then now I start to kind of crawl over his head, keep my chest really heavy, okay. Making sure that his head's looking the other way. I can push the head and lay my hips on top of his head, on his face. So now when he tries to bridge, or he tries to bump me, it's really hard, right? Of course here, I can, if he's bridging, I can, free my legs here, but the idea here is to keep your leg trapped, and now start to crawl on the ground, keep moving, and then start to find a way to start to slide your knee around the head. As I slide around the head, look, I'm gonna pull his shoulders off the ground and start to block his backside here. Okay, so now he can't lay flat. Okay, I can hold my collar, I can pulse my hand, and pop up to my feet. Now I sit back towards his head, so my leg here can swing over the top. Okay, here I maybe hold the arm, I readjust here. I'm trying to readjust, he's holding tight, it's okay. Okay, when the moment that I start to attack the armbar, if he keeps holding here, he's not really escaping, right? He has to kind of like, yeah, he has to open his legs, start to escape, and now from here I start to control the wrist, armbar, and you pull it down and finish from here. Okay, so from a different angle, let's put it on the side here. Head up. Okay, push his face, lower my hips on top of him. Okay, here I feel like it's hard for him to bridge, it's hard for him to fight here. Now I keep my head down and I army crawl. Okay, so I'm here, I get up to my knees, I'm pinching his body, keeping him on his side here. Okay, now right here, okay, right now my knees on the ground, right? If I just sit back like this and I try to swing my leg over, it's gonna get trapped on bottom here. It's gonna have a hard time to finish armbar. So I need to be here, and look, I use my knuckles. Look how I can like push up my knuckles to pop my leg up. Okay, now I can sit back and then pass over, or I can lean to the side and sit on his face and put my leg over the top. Okay, now from here I control the arm, and I finish armbar from here.